Hi guys, you come to say hello. Hello. Good morning and welcome to my channel, Perfect Pastimes. My name's Amanda, my friends call me Amo. I live in Dorset, in the south of England, with my husband and my 3 dogs, and the dogs are having a wander around. Willow's in her usual perch and the other 2 are just popping in and out, so you may see and hear them. Good boy, Ren. I hope you've all had a good week. Welcome to my new subscribers. Thank you for joining me, and welcome back if you've been here before. I have a finish. You may notice I am finally wearing my Salty Days. I shouldn't say finally wearing, it's one of the quickest knits I think I've done for such a large garment. But I did put it up on my Instagram a little while ago. All my contacts and links are down below in the usual spots. So this is the Salty Days by Veronica Lindberg, who's Kutova Kika, and I talked about it a few times in the past couple of episodes. It's I think you can see the bottom. There we go. It has a twisted rib on the cuffs, the bottom and the neckline, done in 3mm, and this is an Aran weight yarn, and the rest is done in 4.5mm. So I have been wearing it in this very changeable weather. It is done in a Rico Essentials soft merino, and this is colour 102 slate, a nice soft dusty blue. I used just over 9 balls, literally just a squidge over 9 balls in my book. It is 456 grams in weight, and a 50-gram ball is 100 meters. So that's just 950 meters in this particular yarn. It's not the yarn that was called for by Veronica. Just a bulk standard soft merino. I haven't reblocked it since blocking it for the sizing. It is pilling slightly, but not too bad considering how many times I've been wearing it. And because it's lacy and it's merino, as I said, ideal for this time of year. It's I find merino quite regulating. It doesn't overheat, but it keeps you warm when you need to. The pattern is on Ravelry, so I'm reading out of my book now. I did the medium size, the size M. I'm 41, and this is finished at 49.5 inches. And I think, for me personally, it's the fit I like, the fit I enjoy wearing, the fit I am comfortable in. It's supposed to have a lot of positive ease. It's just about perfect. Skims over the bits you want to disguise, but it doesn't overwhelm me. I find sometimes, unless you are a tiny person, and even then if you go too big, you can be overwhelmed by these garments. At the moment they love these big boxy designs, and I'm not a huge fan, so I'm constantly on the lookout of ways I can make them fit me. A pattern is just a recipe after all. So that was finished last week. I did post it on my Instagram, and now you have seen it here, and I'm enjoying wearing it, especially in this changeable weather. And yeah, I'm very happy with it. The bad news is my daughter saw it and she wants one now as well, so I may be knitting another one. I finished my granddaughter's sweater. She wanted a Sloppy Joe sweater. I don't have any pictures of her in it. I cut a couple of videos, but I'll put the picture of Clarice wearing the sweater here. Where's my glasses? There's my glasses. I did the King Cole 6248 and I used Cottage Spun Chunky in shade 6008 Sunflower Fields. I do talk about this quite a bit in my last podcast, so if you want to go back and watch that one if you're interested. It came out exactly how she wanted it, so she should get another season's wear out of it. She wants something that she can put on when it's chilly now, in the evenings, through the summer if necessary, and I think the sizing will take her into the winter, the end of the year. But it was such a quick knit, and it's a top down. It wouldn't take long to knock her up another one if she wanted it. However, she has asked for another couple of cardigans for over her. She likes wearing jumpsuits and things. So I have got the James C. Brett JB 662 pattern. This is a little cardie. There's also a little sweater in the corner. But this is a little cardigan. I hope that's focusing for you. If I take my glasses off, I could probably see better. And it's got the lace panel that just goes up here. It's only a 6-row repeat, so it's quite okay. I'm not a huge fan of doing lace. I don't mind this kind. It's a simple yarn overs. I love doing cables, but my brain doesn't like the lace too much. Now I don't know how to put it really. I just haven't got the patience for it, to be honest. I've run out of patience. I used to do such intricate things. I used to do those lovely crochet doilies in fine cotton, and I'd done such fine things in my past, and now I just don't have the patience. I get quite uptight with it all. It's quite strange. Anyway, that's just hormones, I suppose. So I have started this little sweater. She wanted something, as you know, she likes the greens, and this is Stonewash DK, which is the yarn for the pattern, and this is shade SW20 brown grey mix. Oh, there we go. Hope that's focused. And it's coming up that it's knitted from the bottom up, but the front and the two sides are knitted all at the same time. And that's how it's knitting up. I've just started up the front part. It's basically repeating the 6-row repeat up each front panel, and the rest is in stocking stitch. Again, I've done the larger size because we are coming into summer, and I think she'll get the most wear out of it. And she keeps having these little growth spurts at the moment. She's 11. So I've done the larger 34-inch finish size on this, which should give her another 6-inch positive ease. But I quite like the colour. It's a nice acrylic that is easy care, easy wear stuff. Again, the colours will just go with whatever she's wearing at the time. She's got quite a few little jumpsuits, so I'm pleased with that one. And I also have another cardigan in the background, but I'll talk to you about that as and when I get it on the needles. So I finished her Sloppy Joe, and I've started her another one. What else have I finished this week? Excuse me, I'm looking at my notes now. Oh, I meant to say on that the Sloppy Joe, I'll put the picture in again now. Because it's a ladies pattern, I did go into this in the last podcast. Because it's a ladies pattern and I wanted it slightly more proportionate to her. Instead of increasing down the yoke every 10 rows, I increased every 8 rows just to get that quicker size, so that the arm side was a bit shorter as well. Also, the sleeves were decreased every 14 rows, so I decreased them every 10 rows. Again, just so that it just brought the proportion in a bit more to her tiny frame. So that was the other adjustments I did on the Sloppy Joe one. It's pattern 6248. I bought a gifter ball from Rosie's Moments. It was a random pick, so I knew the yarn was quite plainish with speckles in it. So I wanted a pattern that would show the yarn off, and I chose Mistletoe Kisses by Ellie Jones of Craft House Magic, and I finally finished them. I do like a plain sock. Again, I don't think I have the patience for all over lace anymore. I have got a pair of socks in another gifter ball that have the lace all the way down the front, and I tend to put them down quite a bit because I just I don't have it patience anymore. Anyway, I'm learning to live with that. But these are for me. They're a size UK 8, so they're quite long in the foot. I think I do from there to my toe decreases is 55 rounds. From where the heel flap is to toe decrease, 55 rounds. I've done a slightly longer body because I want this part above my boots. And there's the second one finished. And as it was a gifter ball, I'll just move Olivia's things out of the way. I had lots of little things in the yarn as I unwound it. I'm sure some of you have done these. And here's a little pot of all the pieces I collected. I will put a picture in. And the very last thing was this little notions pouch with llamas on in the core of the ball. So if I add the picture of all the little things I got in the ball, you get an idea of what comes in with the gifter ball. Now I have 36 grams left. So despite them being a big foot and a long leg, that's quite a good use. I use a 2.5 and a 60 stitch size foot. I can't remember if that fits in with the pattern or if the pattern was a 64. Let me just see. No, it's a different pair of socks altogether. I think the pattern might have been 64. I did the leg, and then when I came out of the heel flap and gusset, I went down to a 60. I only increased to a 60 so that it fits my foot. So now I've shown you, I can start wearing those. What else have I got? If you remember, a couple of weeks ago I went to the Warner Brothers Studios with my daughter and granddaughter to see the making of Harry Potter and all they have up there, which was a wonderful, wonderful experience. I love seeing it all. I get very excited about the prosthetics department. In a past life, had I gone down a different fork in the road, that's probably where I would have gone. So I enjoyed seeing the how-tos. I like watching those little videos you sometimes get at the end of the movie. This is how we made the dragons fly, or the wizard looked like this, or I like the making ofs. Even at school, I was a behind-the-scenes person with the scenery and costume department. I used to love that. I don't know why I didn't carry on down that way. Probably wasn't pushed in that way. Back in the late 70s and early 80s, you did secretarial or nursing. It was that type of thing. Had I known back then that's the road I would have gone down. But I did have my butterbeer cup and I didn't know what I was going to do with it. So one day I thought, I need to grow a mandrake. And here he is sitting in my butterbeer cup. It's a sort of a combination of 2 or 3 patterns I found online. With little rooted feet. I've just popped a bit of brown paper in the cup so that he's got earth, as it were. I'm really quite pleased. He didn't scream when I lifted him out. You may have noticed. I should have warned you, but he didn't scream. I've told him off for screaming too many times. So now my butterbeer cup has an occupant. He can sit on the shelf with everyone else. I think that's about everything I've made and finished over the past couple of weeks. I have been getting on with my granddaughter's sweater, and I have also made a little progress on my now slide. I picked this one up at the Southern Wool Show Newbury, and I'm using the Mulberry by Blue Fern Yarns. It's beautiful, rich colour. And I've done the first pattern section. This is the neckline up here. So the first block of stitching is done. I am now on the little section of stocking stitch down to the divide for the sleeves, and then I will divide, do a little bit more of the stocking stitch, and I think I'm going to repeat the patterning again towards the bottom of the sweater. But it's a lovely knit. It's beautiful yarn. I'm on, I think I've gone to 4mm needles on this. Oh no, 3mm needles. I'm on 3mm needles. Excuse me. So I got a nice feeling fabric with this. I think I started on the 3.5s here. I've gone down to a 4 and 3. I will get it right in a minute. And it is quite slow going. So with everything else I've been doing, it's been a couple of rounds here and there. I have been quite busy with other things, especially with the garden. If you're like me, you've got weeds coming up everywhere and seasoning, sowing. So slotting everything in has been quite fun. The other thing knitting I have been getting on with is my Rachel shawl by Jo of Twinset and Pearl. I bought this at Unravel. The yarn is by Helen of Nellie and Eve, and I have chosen Spring Meadow colourway in their Blueface Leicester. Her Blueface Leicester, it is quite rustic to feel in the ball, but as I'm knitting it, it's softening, and I'm sure it will soften when I've washed and blocked it. And this is how far I've gone with this. Has a lovely, yeah, there's the lace again. Lace panel down the side and the increases in the body. What attracted me to this one is that you get the lovely size, but you actually knit it this way. You knit it from point to point, so this amount of stitches is only ever the maximum stitches you have on. You know, sometimes the shawl, you start here and you end up down here and you have 400, 500, 600 stitches. Well, this one you don't. You start at the narrow end, go wide, you go narrow, you go to the other narrow end. And I like that thought. I'm going to be looking out for some more of those, I think. the long ones. That's my hap, forest hap at the back. I will put who and what it's by about there. I have shown it in a past podcast. On the needles, I got granddaughter's jumper, my now slight, the Rachel shawl, and I've been making huge progress into my domino blanket. I took it with me on a car journey to Harry Potter, and I took it out with me yesterday, and it sits upstairs by my bed, so when I have my little bit of time in the morning, I take it out and do a square or so. Now, last time I saw you, we were down here. This is knitted on the diagonal, and you can see, so I've done all of this one, this one, this one, this one, and I am now decreasing along the top. I have done 2. This next one will be 2 squares less. The next one will be 2 squares less from that. There's the straight edge there. I have bought an extra ball, so I'm on ball 4 of this. The kit came with 2, and it was quite small. I worked out how many diamonds I had, because they're done as diamonds. I worked out how many diamonds I could get out of the 2 balls that came in the kit, and added another ball's worth on the edges. And then when I got there, I realised it's not going to be long enough, so I ordered a 4th ball, another ball, and I'm into the 4th ball. This is Serda Jewel Spun. And I can't find the colour bit. Oh, there it is. Shade 842 Nordic Noir. So the colour ball does all the work for you in showing you the different shades as you go through, which is fabulous, because the only ends I have to do are the ones at each finish of the rows and each beginning of the rows, and I could have knitted those in as I went. So I'm now going to be galloping along. Each row is 2 squares shorter than the last, and I'm quite excited to finish this because I have got my canal boat blanket and my Soulful Sierra blanket, which is on my Make 9, and I have also got my land wrap. My note with all my what I'm making is up there. So I'd like to shift one of those 3 into my pick up in the mornings and grab for the car knits, crochets, makes. I think the land wrap is a knit, the Soulful Sierra and canal boat are crochet. So that would be nice to have a change. I don't usually fall for the knitting of a blanket because it takes forever, but I am really pleased with this. I'm really pleased with the extra size I made of it, and we've got a few bits of interesting golf on the telly, so I will be sitting and watching that, and hopefully we'll get that finished by the time I see you next, if not before. Okay, I think that's everything I've done with yarn this week or 2. I have got a little bit of stitch to show you. I have, if you're leaving now because you don't do stitch, I will see you again soon, hopefully. The stitching I've been doing, I've finally picked up My Owl and the Pussycat again. This is by Jenny Aidan Christie, and I have been working on this for quite some time. It is a gold work piece, and I have recently just done the treetops, filled in the bark, edged the bark. I've done the mossy ground, I have done the lettering panel, I've done the book corners, and I've just put in the boat. I am quite pleased with this. Not far from finishing now. I've got to just put in the mast, the peas, tendrils, a few other little bits. I've then got to give it a little time to relax because it's buckling slightly, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. I think I'm going to back it with some other fabric first. I think I'm going to put it under glass. Sometimes Jenny has had some books made, notebooks made, that you can put it on the front of a book should you wish. I think that's a bit, in my home that wouldn't display too well. It would get too dusty. I prefer my gold work behind glass. I did a fair amount on it, then I stoved in my finger and I had a rough nail that I couldn't sort out. Every time I clipped it short, it got a bit rough again. And this is all silk and silk thread, silk chiffon, and every time I went near it, it caught. So I was a little bit cautious. But you can see the silvery moon, the honey pot. Little cat's ears are made of leather. I've really enjoyed that. I waited nearly 2 years for this and a Parnamal kit because Jenny has a very small family business, and she was busy with the coronation robes and all sorts of things. So when they finally put together the kits, I managed to get the Owl and the Pussycat, and under the stool there is a box with the Parnamal in. I intend to get them finished. I will put links to Jenny's website below. If you do want to order from her, do be aware that she can be very, very slow. Like I said, it took me nearly 2 years to get that, and it's taken me nearly 2 years to get that far with it. But I have enjoyed it. I have really enjoyed it. I do like a little bit of a challenge, but as I said with my lace knitting, my patience is starting to go for the small and dainty things in life. So I'm amazed I've got to the end of this one and I've still got the Parnamal to do. We'll see where I go with that. Another thing I'm about to get on with, obviously, is Angelica's Easter apron. I have the kit here. I've had it for a few weeks now. So I will be doing that imminently because obviously we are into April very soon. And I will want her to be wearing it. She's sitting up there in her usual perch watching over me. And she's going to be looking forward to her Easter apron. Life news. I went to the Craft for Crafters at Exeter West Point yesterday. Now, the last time I went there, it was 2020, and it was literally the February before lockdown. I went there with Maggie Gray and the workshop on the web team, as we did several times every year. So this was the first time I've been for a long time, and as a patron as opposed to a vendor. And it was quite enjoyable. I was surprised at how busy it was, because when you're on a stall or a stand, you don't really get a big feel. You become quite insular in your little booth, as it were. And before you blink, it's the end of the day, you're shattered, you want to go back to your hotel, have dinner, and then get ready for the next day, because you set up on the Wednesday, show Thursday, Friday, Saturday, breakdown, home. It's quite intense. So when you go to these shows, the vendors are really on quite a turnover. I enjoyed myself being somebody who literally was on the other side of the stall stands for a while. I didn't buy too much. I went to see the red dress. We had the red dress in a town not too far from me, and I only found out about it the day after it was leaving. It was so unfortunate. It was literally 7-8 miles from me. So Tracy, my good friend Tracy, said to me, right, well, we'll find it on its next exhibition, which happened to be down in West Point. And I said, oh, that would be lovely. So that's what we went to see. And I'll put in the video of it now. There's quite a bit of other people who have shown it. The story is out there. I included in the video the write-up so that you can pause the video and read it. It's taken 14 years in the making. Over 50 countries have added to it. It is absolutely stunning in real life. It's just a beautiful piece of work and a total labour of love. So it's really lovely to go and see that in person. I spent a lot of time wandering around looking at things that I don't really need. Every time I think, oh, I could do that. No, I've got that at home. I've got so much stuff. This is just my workspace. I have another whole bedroom full of things that I'm going through and clearing out bit by bit. So the only things I managed to find to buy were some labels for my knitwear. Handmade with love, and the little sheep one has a heart on the back. I do like putting little labels in my knitwear just to indicate where the back is usually. Nothing worse than wearing a back to front sweater. The other thing I picked up, excuse me, my throat is getting so dry. I'm not a natural long-term talker. I'm a listener, not a talker. So the other thing I bought was some blue and white fabrics for my quilt. I'm hoping to get on with through the summer. That is a quilt as you go. It's in my little case I spoke about 2-3 podcasts ago. So I haven't compared them with the others yet. I just picked up one white blender and 5 blue and whites. I haven't seen if they'll fit in with the scheme of things, but I'm hoping they will. I did want something to mark the day. And I think that's all my purchases. My little Robin next to me, she's still in the area, but she decided to move her nest into the hedgerow in front of my window over the other side. They often do that. They often have 2 or 3 nest sites and then choose one in particular, one that they feel more at home in, literally. And I have seen a couple of baby robins around, so I don't know if they're hers or another robin. Robins only live for a year, 12 months, 13 months, so one of those might choose to nest in there next year, which will be nice. If anything else happens, I will let you know. Finally, this episode, I'm going to do my gifting draw. If you remember, I am doing a gifting for my 1,000 subscribers, which I announced 2 podcasts ago. I think it was 20, episode 20. So if you commented with the word I asked for back then, I will put you in the draw, and the giveaway is for this shear's noodles from the Sarah Shearer Gnomes of Grimblewood. I will find her picture in here. This is the noodles page. And this is the noodles that's coming to live with one of you. the Sarah Shearer book. Also, I have put in one of my little embroidery pieces, which you can choose to hang on a wall, put a leather thong on to wear around a necklace. You could put a brooch back on it. It's on silk velvet. There's beads and lots of little stitches there. Also, one of my pieces of glasswork I made last year, just a little dangle, dragonfly and flowers, and the Grinder shawl. Which is a Leela-born crochet design done in a Sheppies whirl. As I thought it would be nice to have a giveaway or a gifting of a object as opposed to just the yarn. So if you put your comment in the episode 20 and use the magic word, I will do a YouTube comment picker and insert it here, and I will ask you, if you are the lucky winner, to contact me on my email, which is mentioned below, PawfectPastimes@gmail.com. I won't be contacting you in any other way. You will have to contact me. I will keep an eye open for your email. If you haven't responded by, let me see, the 12th of April, that's 2 weeks time, I will redraw. So this is going to be the draw. I will insert the winner now. So well done. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for taking part. Thank you for being here. All of you, thank you for being here. I enjoy your company. I don't get out in the real world too much, so you are my company. I read all your comments and I comment back. So thank you for spending time with me. If you have enjoyed what you've seen today, don't forget the like buttons there. That helps the channel grow a little bit. And this side is the subscribe button. If you should wish to do so, hit the bell, you'll get a notification. I think my throat is just about giving up now. After spending a day with my friend Tracy yesterday chatting in the car, and now talking to you lot for the best part of 40 minutes, I think I need a nice new warm coffee. So, as it's a Friday, I hope you have a lovely weekend, and I will catch up with you all again very soon. Stay safe, stay creative, and I'll see you soon. Bye.